Yo, yo, what's up? It's KT, Oregon and Park. You know, we got the hottest up and coming, hottest established, and the hottest in the game, period, coming up here on our platform. You know what I'm saying? And again, we got another hot new artist. You know what I'm saying? Would you consider yourself a new artist?
Yes.
Okay. And then we got Motion Mall in the building. You know what I'm saying? Motion Mall, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing cool. You know what I'm saying? So, first off, I want to get into 14 years later. You know what I'm saying? So, you just got out the pen, like what, like last year?
Yeah, I've been out 16 months.
16 months
Yeah,
after doing 14 years.
yeah.
So, let's start from the beginning. Tell the audience a little bit about where you from and how you came up and what was the household like coming up.
I'm from Oakland, Seminary to be exact, FOD. Okay, you can hear me better
Yeah.
now. I'm from Oakland, Seminary, FOD to be exact. Growing up a single parent home, you know what I'm saying? The streets really raised me. Seminary, I got big brothers and role models that's from the hood. You know, they always used to tell me keep a basketball, play basketball. So I was in the sports. You know, it started at Rainbow Recreation Center. And
Mhm.
just growing up on Seminary, we seen a lot, been through a lot, and experienced a lot. But I wouldn't trade it off for nothing today.
Mhm. So, what was Pops like?
Non-existent.
He wasn't in the life.
Nah, that's like I don't even, respectfully, but disrespectfully, I don't even know, dude.
Yeah. How do you think not having Pops in your life affected the trajectory of where you went?
I mean, now that I'm a father and I see how important it is for me to be in my kid's life, the structure of a household, I think every household deserves a mom and a dad. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of hard for a woman to teach us some man things. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women do all that they can, but just doing all that you can is all that you can. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain things, like we really learn how to be dudes and men and alpha male from growing up in the hood, having to fight, having to defend ourselves, having to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the flip side of that is like having a mother in there. She teach you how to nurture and care and love. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a win-win situation. Looking at it in hindsight.
Mhm. So, what was how was school like for you? Were you good in school? Did you go to school?
Yeah, nah, I really like. I got a fourth grade teacher named Miss Robinson, and I think she taught me shit that a 10th and 11th grade teacher didn't teach me. You know what I'm saying? I think so. I really apply myself in school because in order to do that, in order to play sports, you had to apply yourself in school. So school never was a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, having to survive and fend for yourself, that's probably what distracted the full focus of school. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like nowadays, if you look at AAU basketball,
Mhm.
they get to do they got sponsors. They got all the AAU platforms right now and the outlets really are coaches of ex NBA players, and so they really can put money in there and get sponsors. When we was growing up, we had to sell raffle tickets in front of the neighborhood liquor stores and grocery stores, so it was kind of different. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like I don't even know where my team shoes about to come from. So most of our basketball days and how we came up, we picked up the sack. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go grind
Mhm.
then we're gonna go pay. So we going on trips. You know what I'm saying? But we got a little knot in our pocket because we was hustling
Mhm.
at an early age,
Yeah.
but we couldn't devote all our time to the hoop court neither because it was like this fast life. So like we ain't even really doing a real working out in practice. We just doing the bare minimum of practice because we loving the streets already.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. Because I all every time I hear people talk about Oakland schools, especially the high schools, they're like, man, boy, we was on the bus, flashing money. Nigga had hammers on the bus. They're like talking like crazy. So is school like that in Oakland? Like, do you have to be up there and it's like the streets, like kind of? Because it seems like it's like the streets.
Well, I went to Fremont High. I went to Castlemont for a real short amount of time. I went to Summer Square Skyline. I frequent Oakland Tech. I never went to these schools, but honestly, when we was growing up, school for us was like a function.
Yeah.
So we like, all right, make sure you got enough money. It's gonna be a dice game here. You go get dressed, you gonna get this female here, and
Mm.
then we competing with the older niggas that's coming up and some hella clean, old school on things, rims, all that shit. So it's like if you ain't fly, dressing, or popular, and this nigga pull up hella clean, it's like who you think the female gonna go to? You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it was like one of those stay on your shit. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then it's like once you get on your shit, you kind of like conquer your school. So now you want to go be the top shit at the next school. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? You want to be like, man, I'm like, so it's like, and then once you realize that, like, far as your dream of NBA or NFL, kind of like once that's out the window,
Mhm.
it's next best thing up. I want to be the top hustler. I want to be the top. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's like I want to get fly. I want to
Mhm.
be that nigga at school. You know what I'm saying? So that's how high school was for us.
Yeah. So what would you say, who or what was your biggest influences while you were on the come up? What influenced you the most?
Um, I love my neighborhood, and
Mhm.
you know, I can really say like generations of the neighborhood have different views on how shit should have been in the neighborhood, but
Mhm.
I can go and name a couple of living legends in my eyes and fallen legends. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you walking up and down Seminary, we only looked up to the niggas who was getting money and had a respectable, reputable name.
Mhm.
So you got the Skrilla Mikes, rest in peace. You got the Hubs, and respect the Hub. Hub never showed us the wrong way.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't tell us to get in the game and get some money. Now he was getting some money. He was like, man, get just this, and get a business and do this. And
Mhm.
then we got Mon, Man. Those was like big brothers that really instill some principles and some morals in us. You know what I'm saying? The dad ass, rest in peace. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Kurt, rest in peace. Chopper Kings. It's like growing up right there from the top to the bottom, you had somebody you can go gain some knowledge from if you was willing to be a sponge.
Mhm. So
So
them people, that the people I see with Moan, Rail, um, Zay, like they all been with you your whole life. You know them for a long time.
yeah, I mean, you know, everybody you see us with, it ain't no yesterday type of time.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We got real. My mama know, like, I'm gonna just be honest, no disrespect to the internet, but people become brothers on the internet,
Mhm.
and it's my dog, and they
Mhm.
mama don't know each other. You ain't never even been to their house. You know what I'm saying? With
Mhm.
us, we didn't slept on the same couch, slept on it. We didn't represented the same struggle. Like, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? My people, they mamas is my aunties. You know what I'm saying? And the doors that was open then is still open to today. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, I can still go, auntie, can I come here?
Mhm.
And it's gonna be the same love, you know what I'm saying? From Mom, Man,
Mhm.
Phil, Den, everybody you see me with, that's a core. We a family. It ain't nothing other than that. You know what I'm saying? We a family. That's why if you see how we operate and move, it's just the love and it's genuine because it ain't no snake shit or no
Mhm.
fake shit.
Mhm. Nah, for sure. So I see on the album 16 years later, that's Dre Fetti on the album.
Yeah.
And us listeners who've been listening to Filthy for a long time, we always have heard about Dre Fetti. Can you tell us a little bit about him and who he was, and like when you met him and like what it was like growing up with him?
But Dre, my little cousin, I've been in his life my whole life. Um, Dre was ahead of his time.
Mm.
Dre was the glue that kept us together. You know what I'm saying? Now he was he gonna hustle. He gonna get to some money. You know what I'm saying? He gonna stay fly. He gonna stay fresh. He gonna keep a female on his side. He gonna keep a, but he was himself. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of like, he was younger than us, but we looked up to him. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Because he came with a unique style of what he was trying to do and how he was trying to do it. He had a different deck of cards he was playing with. When it
Mm.
came to his structure, his discipline,
Mm.
and you know, honestly, like when Phil said he wanted to do music, I was the first person that believed in him. You know what I'm saying? And to take his check and be like, nah, go to the studio. Phil a hustling individual itself. Phil ain't
Mm.
gonna cut short of no hustling either. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But for Phil career, Dre believed in him. You know what I'm saying? Next
Mm.
level. You know what I'm saying? And if Dre fucked with you, he fucked with you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna see you without. He gonna give you the shirt off his back. You know what I'm saying? And really, I got a brother that died before Dre.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? My older brother died, so the first song on my album is called H Mouth. But if you see, like, it's in the eyes of certain people, it's like I represent Dre more than H, but it's not the case. It's like when H died, Dre stepped up.
Mhm.
And then when I lost Dre, it was like I was crushed. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like that's why you see we close as we can get, because most of the people I'm dealing with, we lost brothers. We lost real people to the game. So we got a different kind of relatable skill to each other.
Mhm. So were you out when he had passed?
Yeah, I was out when Dre died.
What year did you end up going down?
I went down in '09. Dre died in '08. Yeah.
Um, what were they trying to say that you did?
Nah, I mean it's over with. It was a bank robbery. Yeah, like I said, after my brother died, I moved down to LA. I was functioning down in LA a little bit. Finances had got funny. And I was like, man, I always believe in going to get a bag. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, any means necessary. So,
Mhm.
I met with some peoples and it was time to go get some money.
Mhm.
So we got caught and charged with robbing a bank. They gave me 18 years. And then they took a year and 4 months off. It was 17 years. And then after being in there so long, they started giving good credit. So I ended up doing 14 years.
That's a long ass time to be locked up. I did a little faux piece. Add 10 more of that, I would know. I probably already got stabbed or something. Nah, just play it up.
Nah, I mean, the reality of that shit, though, like when you really deep in the streets, sometimes it'd be a blessing and a curse. Like the
Mhm.
only thing and the only person that heard it from that was my family and friends who loved me and genuinely supported me. My daughter, I left my daughter when she was 14 months old. So, she might not say it or she might didn't understand it now, but we got a hell of a relationship. But I can just know how it affected her. You know what I'm saying? Just being gone. I know that it affected her, me being gone.
Now, how would you say that time changed you?
Honestly, that's like you can go, I'm gonna be honest, you can go in there and you can do your time wrong.
Mhm.
Like you can go in there, you can get high. It's like that's the streets behind walls.
Mhm.
Whatever you want to get into, you're gonna be able to get into it. But
Mhm.
for me, it was like, you know, I had a mindset when I first got arrested and I knew I was facing all that time. I'm like, man, I ain't about to do nothing in here but get drunk and get tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how I'm gonna get through my time. But then I seen how just opening the book and educating yourself, you know what I'm saying, and applying yourself. So you might have a day where it's 24 hours in a day, and if you ain't doing nothing, you really doing 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? But if you applying yourself, you're gonna stay productive, you're gonna stay busy, you're gonna stay consistent, and you're gonna find a program. And when you look up, you're gonna be doing the time that one day that you went in and the one day that you got out. That's how I look at it.
Now, so boom, we in '09. So Filthy's already rapping at this point. Before you go down, he already starting to get into it.
Um, I want to say he dropped his first studio album in '09, or like I think he dropped Funk or Die in '09. So he was rapping. You know, I've been to the studio with him before he went to jail. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So yeah, he was getting off into the rap. I don't think his career really took a turn for the greater. Like 11 or 12. Because I remember, on the first album, he didn't know how much time I was gonna get. I didn't know
Mhm.
how much time I was gonna get. So that was like our little funny joke. Like, why you ain't say my name on the album when you were saying free this person and free that person? But it
Mhm.
was like, why say free me if I don't even know how much time I got?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
then the next album, I think I had got sentenced and got my time, and then it was like Maul took 18. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, he was rapping. He probably toyed with it in '06, '07, just maybe did a verse or two, but didn't take it serious.
So when I watch the old Filthy videos and like from back in the day, y'all still be like 50 thick in front of the hood stove. You know what I'm saying? And shooting music videos. Now, is that what we seen back then from the audience perspective? Are from the outside looking in, it seemed like y'all was like your own family amongst on Seminary, but y'all was y'all own family. Is that the case? Like y'all was y'all own thing amongst all these other people?
What you mean as far as like seminary? So you gotta think what I call seminary. People got different ways of expressing the geographical part of Oakland.
Mm,
To me, seminary is the middle of the East.
mm,
So when I say the middle of the East, I be calling it the heart of East Oakland.
mm,
But it's some landmark spots there.
mm,
So now seminary in itself, yeah, we're a family. Like, when
mm,
you come over there, it's gonna be seminary there. It's not really like a lot of outsiders there, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like, oh, I can't go to seminary, you know what I'm saying? Because we
mm,
got Al's Cafe. That's like a landmark. Like everybody from Oakland is coming to get an Al special.
mm,
And we got Cafe Phones on Bancroft, and everybody was chicken and waffles there. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So it's like you got the hoagie shop, and it's like if you think about it, if you coming through Oakland, you're gonna get off on Seminary and then paint the east. So
mm,
that's why you gonna see a lot of traffic through there. You gonna see a lot of individuals, and then you got, like I said, the generations of Seminary people bring a lot of different people around. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me go over here and fuck with Maul. Let me go over and fuck with Phil. You know what I'm saying? And it's love. You know what I'm saying? It's like
mm,
today's date, I don't really see a lot of neighborhoods having the outside visitors because it's too much politics going on.
mm,
But back in the day when I was growing up, I didn't went and shot dice on every spot in Oakland. Niggas then came to seminary and shot dice. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't what it is today.
mm,
The internet fucked the game up for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's because it makes it okay to not be outside, but portray that you making shit happen outside.
mhm.
So, you ain't spending long nights on the corner,
Right.
really building the brotherhood. Like, see, we came up, pulling all nighters in the rain. When we go in the house, we pull our socks off and our feet white and peeling and shit, and we counting wet money and
Mm,
having real brotherhood talks when we sit in the Dolphin car, falling asleep, knock on me, and we having genuine conversations. And then my brothers, we didn't been outside all night and only got $3 and wake up in the morning and go get a turkey sandwich for Al's and cut it in half and make sure everybody get a piece.
mm.
So that's a different brotherhood that was built right there.
Nah, facts for sure. So Oakland is like its own world when it comes to Northern California. Some say the Bay Area as well because everywhere else, like when you go up north or when you go to other cities around it, you get Crips and you get Bloods. But in Oakland, you don't have that. Why is that? You think?
Um, Up north, who got Crips and Blood? Stockton and Sac.
Yeah, San Jose's got Crips. Uh,
Yeah, I've never been aware of San Oak Crips. However,
mhm,
no, after being in jail, I never had an ill intent or ill feel towards Crips or Bloods. You know what I'm saying? Man is man,
mhm,
but it was no Crips and Bloods in Oakland because
mhm,
where would that come from? The history of Oakland is mob. The history of Oakland is family. The history of Oakland is a spot of turf.
mhm,
So we ain't gonna separate each other from a color. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And I mean, how would you separate a divide like that? Like I
mhm.
can't see it. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm gonna just be honest because that question kind of lost me. Because like if you go in the village, you're gonna say, oh, let the bottom of 65th Village be Crips and then the middle of the block on 65th be Bloods, and it's like we're that close. And then Seminary is 2 minutes away. Where they gonna be Crips? Like the geographical area not set up for it, and the architect is not there. You know what I'm saying for the Crip and the Blood thing. Like,
It was never built that way. It was never
yeah,
structured that way.
yeah, I don't even. I'm just being. I don't even know how you would start to say put some Crips and Bloods in Oakland. I wouldn't know how you would have started that because if you go with the history of Oakland,
Mm,
everything that created Oakland was a family.
mm,
Like it's really like it's last names in Oakland, without saying any
mhm,
spots in areas was built by families.
mhm.
When you go through certain areas of Oakland and you be like, whose spot is this? And they're gonna say a last name, and that family last name was legendary right there.
That sound like the Italian mob or something.
Man, but I'm just saying old school. That's why I say it's the mob. Like Oakland was built off the mob and the firms, and
Mm,
it was some structures. Like, you know what I'm saying. And so you got to think you got one person in the village. one person on Seminary, but they might be getting some dope from somebody in West Oakland, so they all connected. So the money is gonna put the structure down. So it ain't got time to be, And when I was growing up, yeah, we had wars over women. That's always been a thing. You can't never deny that. But back in the days, what from my understanding, my upbringing, wars came over money and respect. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. It's nowadays if I step on your shoe, you ready to take me out, and it's like that's a minute situation. But
So while you was down, did you when you was you like, when I get out, I'm finna rap? And when did you make that decision?
never. I never in a out of 14 years, I never said I was gonna rap. The first time I even toyed with rapping, that So Gone challenge by Monica, we was in there playing with that, and I didn't even write that rap. I was like, "Hey, do the So Gone challenge, write that for me, and I'm gonna just get on the internet and do it." And I couldn't deliver it. When he wrote it, I couldn't deliver it. You know what I'm saying? So then when I came home, I took a picture in the studio, and the comments kind of went crazy, like, "Oh, you on your shit." And so, like 2 nights later, or that night, I went to Phil house, and he was like, "It's a studio upstairs," and I just went up in there and played on the studio. You feel me? I just was playing with it, and I think I came out of there with like 12 bars. And Lil J Money and Junior they was right there with me, and so I was like, "Man, I'm gonna put both y'all on the song." And then Phil was like, "Nah, you can't put them on the song. It's your first song. Like you got to do this by yourself." And so I finished the song. That was the song that I performed in Fresno, and I shot the video. So yeah, I've been rapping 8 to 10 months, but I've never thought about rapping prior to that.
Damn, that's hella interesting. What Phil say? No more free mall, nigga. Mall free. You know what I'm saying? That's clean though. And so, what's your process when you making songs? Since have you gotten down a process like writing, you know, shit talking and punching in?
I think to be a genuine artist or whatever you want to call it, industry, whatever, I don't know. I just go in there and give them what I got. So however it come out now, that was 3 albums ago, me. But now as I'm learning the process of it, I'm developing a process. Like on my day-to-day tasks, like I won't say I just sit and write music. But like I can be walking somewhere and a thought come in my head, I jot it in my notes. And then depending on what the day consists of, like, spontaneous, like, "Hey, what we doing? Hey, call the studio, see if you got a session." So if I don't got nothing written, depending on how the beat is, I go in there and try to vibe out and just talk some shit, talk on the beat. It just depends on what's on my mind at that time. I think I haven't even hit my peak on what I want to share with the world. I think my main goal is just to give an album of me, a solo album with just me. But that won't be a rush. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I want to. So, and then let me just clarify this. I'm gaining certain audience, but then there's certain audience that's just proud of me for coming home, staying consistent and doing right and not going back. So those are the audience, the fans or whatnot. And so my view on it is I want my fans to grow with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if I had to put an album out as if I came home and I just put it down and then I got a platinum album, yes, hooray. But then I fall off on the next one because I'm not allowing you to grow with me. I just I that's why I said I just, Phil says it. Just put music out. You never know what's gonna make it. You never know what's gonna go. And so like, perfection doesn't exist. We just, you know, but he a hell of a critique, but his support is genuine. So I used to be shy to go in the studio with him, but I be shy to just perform or get out in front of artists, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like I done been in the hood my whole life, joking, cap rapping, and I got thick skin. Like somebody was like, "Don't read the comments," right? And somebody the other day, somebody left a comment on something and was like, "Damn, Phil, you need to stop and get new artists." And somebody with a thin skin would have been like, "Oh, he said I can't rap." But Phil don't sign artists based off their talent or lack thereof.
Mhm.
Phil base is sign artists that he got a relationship with. It's like if I play basketball and I make it to the NBA, right?
Mhm.
You might don't got a skill and nothing that's surrounded by basketball, but if you my brother, I'm gonna say, "Hey, how can I bring you on?"
Mhm.
So true story. Like when I was talking to Phil when I was coming home, I was on some like, bro, let me manage, let me do this, let me do this. And then when I did do the song, he like, shit, I thought you wanted to manage, but he ain't shed no door on you. And I use rap to open up doors.
No, I could tell you one of the ones that Phil is focused on. I can for sure tell. You know, I
Not,
would. Of course, he's focused on all of his artists, but I can for sure see how you're standing out.
but nah, I mean, I think we all stand out because we all unique in our own way.
Mhm.
It's just this should be about timing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to think of it like this: me shining is not dimming the light on nobody else.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? But however, it's like we all got a different audience. So if you look back at it, when Phil first said my name in the song, then I come home, people really zoned in because I even gained fans while I was inside. Like, damn, bro, Phil always talk about you. So when I came home, it was already a platform there for me.
Same with J Bay.
Like when he come home, it's gonna be a platform for him because it's like if you look at it, if you look at Phil's songs, he keep everybody that's locked up alive and lit.
Visa
Yeah, Visa,
Mall.
Bot, Tay, Main, Hive, home. So it's like if any one of us want to come home and like FOD is a family, it's a brotherhood, but it's like like I said, he opened the door for everybody. You can be like, hey, bro, I want to write a book. And you're gonna be like, publish it under FOD, do what you gotta do. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like, is he focused on me or is I'm focused on myself and he's pushing me? Because he pushes all of us. And so
I like what you say there. Is he focused on me, or am I really just or is he really just working hard, working your ass off and putting
yeah,
it out there?
I, I mean like I said, like if you ain't doing nothing in the day and you be like, bro, I'm about to go to the studio. Shit. When he called me, what you on? What you doing? I'm in the studio. I mean, I didn't wrote songs and performed this, like went in the studio and did them and kept them and never gave them to him. He be like, how you like? What's the point of doing that? Like, what's the point of having 95 unreleased songs?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a video that I wasn't too fond of. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, put it out. And I put it out, and it did okay numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it got a lot of feedback.
Mhm.
And it's like it's just me being me.
Um. So now that you out and this new internet age has came into play, how do you think the music game and how you push your music has changed from before you did that time to now?
Um, I probably so I was probably like 11 years old, and I was working for or 12, whatever age I was. We was working for the. We used to be able to work for the San Francisco Chronicle, go door to door, sell newspapers.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was a donation or a check, but I got like $100 check. I spent that whole $100 at Rasputin on CDs,
Mm.
and I think I got 5 CDs, and I can name the 5 CDs. But then before that, like one of my first CDs I bought was Seagram and Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying? And so I think what has changed is just the drive.
Mm.
Because if you had to go make a CD and burn a CD or get a CD pressed up, you would separate the boys from the men because it would be like who has the grind and the drive. But now it's kind of made it easier to put your shit out there on the platform. Like I can go do a reel or a TikTok and get hella views
Mm.
and gain hella fans. And then that might give me one click every day on the YouTube or one subscriber, you know what I'm saying? And so it ain't like I was rapping back in the days to even have that thought process of what has changed to benefit me.
Mm.
I only came in the game knowing this new wave of selling music. So it ain't like I'm looking back like, damn, what it would have been if I was rapping when CDs was out, what I would have been popping more or selling more compared
Mhm.
to today, you know?
Now, how do you think the internet has affected the streets, like specifically Oakland, and how the hood shit in the streets and the dynamics of the streets, the internet? How do you think it's changed it from when you was out there to today?
I mean, shit, you got it's a street code, it's an internet code, I guess. You know, like shit. Um, you gotta think, bro. Like you can't beat no type warriors. Like you can't beat nobody that got enough time to sit back on the computer and type all day. And like when we was in the pen, right? If it's a ride and you come back and tell me everything that somebody done, I'm gonna ask you, what was you doing?
Mm.
So it's the same shit with the internet. If you sit on the internet,
You can go ahead and take that.
if you sit on the internet all day, right,
Mhm,
and say Rollo into Boosie,
mhm,
this person don't like this person don't like this person. Did you see that? Like, what are you doing? So
mhm,
the internet is gave people with no voice a voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta go outside to be relevant. I
mhm.
could sit in the house and blog all day
Yeah.
and talk shit and get funny reels and I'm gonna be popular. I get a blue check. People not hustling to take their family out the hood and disappear. People is hustling to be seen. You know, a motherfucker don't want $1 million. They want 1 million likes.
How do you feel about the new wave of Oakland music with the, let's say, like the deep street music where they dissing and they just talk about? Because when I listen to artists such, I'm not gonna say the artists that are beefing, but I hear artists from, like, let's say North Oakland, West Oakland, and East Oakland, and they talking about each other, and that's what's popping. What do you think about that? Because I know for a fact that wasn't going down when you were coming up.
Uh, I mean, beefing always has been a part of music,
Mhm,
but this day and age, beefing is watered down because a lot of people do it just to get publicity. Like, if I'm gonna say something about you on this on the song, when I see you, I'm gonna keep that same energy. I'm not
mhm,
gonna say I said that about you on the song and I was trying to sell an album.
mhm,
And so that's how I view it. Like a lot of people be like, man, I just said that, but I just said that because I was trying to sell a CD. So it don't even really be like right now, like hypothetically, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm trending and they looking at me, they figuring out who I am. So somebody might send a shot at me.
mhm,
And you're only sending a shot at me because you want to try to dethrone me or get some limelight off of me.
mhm,
But if I respond, I gave you what you wanted.
mhm,
You get what I'm saying? So if for Oakland, I'm just speaking for Oakland. I'm really from Oakland. I've really been in the trenches. If you say my name on the CD, I don't want no response. I'm reaching out. I'm calling you. What was the problem? Let's figure it out.
mhm,
Cause I'm not into that. But I don't act like I'm into that. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? But it's some real people that standing on business and what they saying in them songs too. You know what I'm saying? And so I really can't. I wasn't raised on it. So me standing in my lane, I can't speak on it. Like for instance, like I'm not never saying no dead people name in no song or smoking on
mhm,
this pack or that pack because I wasn't raised like that.
mhm.
I don't, I don't
Do you listen to it?
well see being an art I mean I think being an artist and just having a niche for music, it's not nothing I don't listen to.
Mhm.
I give everything a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and listen to no black nail polish
Yeah.
gothic music, but I listen to all music, from R&B to jazz, because it's like that is music is therapeutic.
Mhm,
But I can't like if I listen to somebody dissing somebody, I ain't gonna draw no view on either side because he said this or he said that. So let me come on this side or go on that side or
mhm,
because I can't be 19 again. So I might can't understand a 19-year-old music, but I can listen to it.
So while you was down, how did you know that Filthy was starting to go up? When did you start hearing about it?
Shit, we get a package every 3 months, and you got to think they gonna have music catalog coming in. Your boy got 8 songs in there, and then the next quarter it come out, he got 25 songs in there, and then now
Mhm.
he got his whole catalog in a music book that's in a pen. Like, I mean, you got to think if your music is in the pen, you got to be
Doing
conquering
something
the
out there,
streets. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, and then I'm gonna be honest, I done been playing basketball in the yard and the Mexican walking the track rapping Filthy, but don't know I know him or whatever. And then next thing he find out like, oh, that's Filthy boy. Like, oh, I was just rapping this song, whoop, whoop. And it's like the support was real, And I didn't have people come to me like, oh, that's who you. That he was talking about you in there, like. So it'd be different, It'd be different. Like he did a show in Arizona, and that shit probably touched me different because when he did the video, I was in the pen, but I was in the video. So then when he performed the song while I was out, I was like, damn, like I just was in the pen in this video. Now I'm out watching him perform it on stage. So, that shit because like I'm not one to put too much on the penitentiary. Now I don't even want to make it sound intriguing for nobody to feel like that's where they want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they say it's easy to go in and hard to get out. So you really be in there, one day at a time, just trying to figure out, the day out because it ain't promised to make it out. So, that it ain't turned up like it used to be,
Mhm.
but it's turned up enough to know like don't play with your life. It can get serious. So to be on this side of the fence and still rooting for the ones that's on that side of the fence to make it to this side of the fence, that really be my motivation. Like when one of them niggas call me from in there
Mhm.
and be like, bro, keep your foot on the neck, keep going. Like, woo, woo. Like I got one of my partners, he's like, bro, put that shit in here, let us buy it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm like, I'm figuring out how I gotta go about it to get it in there. Like that's the motivation because I understand and represent that struggle still, even though I'm not there.
At the 5-9 day, I got you on the vlog collecting money. Hey, I got Utu up on the phone. And then you came out with a fat little wad. That's the type of family shit. I ain't never seen nobody do shit like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, free Rio, free Rio, but see that's regular shit. Call the hood, pass the hat around. That was when I was growing up. That's how this shit's supposed to be.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, call the hood, pass the hat around. It's a full sale coming up. I need to make it to store. I don't want to be too heavy on moms. I don't want to be too heavy on my girl. And that's regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we got you. You know.
So now that you out, what was it like not getting back into, like, let's say, street shit that could possibly land you back in? What is it like, you know what I'm saying, coming already being locked down 14 years and then you out and you in the mix with all this shit, but you got to try to stay out, like how do you go about your day so that or what techniques do you have that keep you from going back?
The first thing is just you gotta know your worth,
Mm.
and then you gotta apply yourself. It's like my family is hella important to me, and I mean more to them out here than in there. So whatever it is that tempts me or temptation I'm fighting to get a fast dollar
Mm.
or some a quick turnover.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You finished?
nah, I'm feeling it.
Okay. She's trying to find you a flight back tonight. You get from Stockton to Oakland. So let her know.
All right. So it's like um if
I asked the question again.
okay, go ahead.
What was the question?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So now that you out, what techniques and and what is your mindset with not going back? I know you mentioned knowing your worth. How do you not go back to the pen now? And but you in the mix and you touring, you going out, you party, you in the mix. outside shining and shit, and the shit behind that that comes with all that, having to stick and move cautious. How do you stay from out of the pen now these days?
Um, you got to realize how hard it was to get out. But let me just say, even in prison, you find a way to live comfortably, uncomfortably, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like I don't know if you pay attention to a lot of people pages that's in prison. Seafood, burritos, rice bowls, so honey buns, food sales, and it's like you can really become content with that shit. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then you come home and you say, do I want this deputy telling me I can only take a 3-minute shower? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to shower with shower shoes on? Do I want to shower next to a man with boxers on? You know what I'm saying? It's you gotta like really weigh your options of what does freedom mean to you.
Mm.
Like a motherfucker telling you you can't go outside, you can't call your family, you can't do nothing today. Get a tray of cold bullshit food through your slot three
Mhm.
times, twice a day, and sit your ass down on your bunk and watch TV, and we might think about giving you program tomorrow. Like that ain't nothing nobody want to just keep doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of brothers in there under some unforeseen circumstances and unfortunate circumstances, and
Mhm.
you know, we just be pushing for them. It's a lot of programs and it's a lot of opportunities for everybody to come home. But it's they gonna keep it's if you pay attention, not to get into the conspiracy of this other like type of stuff, but
Mhm.
they put enough rope out there for you to hang yourself, and they also put enough rope out there for you to be successful in what you consider as success.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's strong right there. That's a good game right there. You know what I'm saying? So the first album was 14 years later. Now in the new album, we got 16 years later. Why is it 16 years later?
14 years later was when I came home.
Mm.
16 years later is how long Dre been gone. Fetti.
Got it. Is the album um, based around Dre Fetti?
Nah, the album. One thing about me, I'm gonna keep my guy lit. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And 16 years later, it was just like it's like it was right then and there. It wasn't planned. It wasn't thought out. It's just you can't go wrong with representing me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no near like I'm a rep Dre. Minus if I say his name on the song, minus if I say a name about a song about him, they gonna know I'm repping Dre. I named my son after Dre. I gave Dre middle name is my son first name. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna keep him alive. You feel me? Just like Seminary, we took a lot of losses, and we between everybody on the platform, everybody on the label, and everybody from Seminary, we gonna keep everybody alive. That's the least we can do. You know what I'm saying? And if it's like I got a platform to speak it into existence or put it out there, that's my new. That's you know what I'm saying? Because my mama lost her son, and people don't know how that feel. You know what I'm saying? People can say they understand how I feel. People don't know and go check on your moms. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Like it's far and few between of how many people still go check on your family. I be giving the funeral like 14 days later. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
look at it. Once you buried, once your funeral, once your repast, they ain't checking on your kids. They ain't checking on your family. Like that should be non-existent. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so I really sat here and sit here and watch mamas cry. Like my niece and my nephew, they ain't got their dad. You know what I'm saying? It's been I didn't sat there and watch them suffer. Like damn, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't watch my auntie break down. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is like get him something to be proud of. Like yeah, my son on the CD cover. Like
Yeah.
he repping my son. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
That's what's up. And it adds to the collection of the Dre Fetti, of what we have as an audience. So we got the 16 years later out. what does the audience have to what can the audience expect next? Um, are you going to be doing like more collaborations with artists outside of FOD? Because I noticed you work damn near mainly with people off the label. Are you gonna branch out?
Well, one thing about me, excuse me, I'm open to working with anyone, everybody. But how I view music, for one, what they can expect is for me to continue to grow as an artist
Mm.
and continue to do music and give music. Like I said, I want to work on a solo project. You know, I might start working on that and then work with somebody in between that. You get what I'm saying? But how I view us as a label is simply like this. Once we lock in as a home team, it makes it easier for the visitors to support us. So if I could do a song with everybody on the label and they know that we work with each other, and you know what I'm saying, then it brings the life for everybody to work with. It's like I can go put an album together right now with people that I met while I was incarcerated that's still rapping and doing what they doing. Like I got about 4 artists from LA waiting for me to work with them. I got a couple artists from Fort Worth, waiting for me to work with them. And I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for the whole label when I say this. Like if y'all want to work with FOD, the opportunity is there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we working, you know.
So we was just at the 2024 Summer Jam. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was out there. Y'all thought I had left off with the broad. I didn't leave off with the.
Oh yeah, nah. Hey,
But what was it like being in that situation, being at the Oakland Arena, going backstage, and being a part of that? What was that like for you?
I mean, bro had performed there before, not while I was there.
Mm,
And just being honest, it's like when you think of the Coliseum and you think about Oakland, the only thing that we ever got forward to look to was the Hot Boys concert. Like that was legendary. You know what I'm saying? For Oakland, it's like everybody was kids. Everybody wanted to go to the Hot Boys concert. You get what I'm saying? So to see my bro get selected to perform up there and just the show that Oakland put on, it was amazing. And then to go backstage, shake hands with a couple of the artists, meet a couple of new people. You know what I'm saying? It really was good for the culture. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? And to bring a lot of artists that's not even from around here out here. And, I'm pretty sure with some connections made and some networking going on. So I'm pretty sure, next year could be bigger than this year.